This is RadioFire.com. Yours truly, Diamond K, in here. Thank you for joining me. If you have a news tip or a story you want to send us, do it via social media at Radio on Fire at The Diamond K Show. And I want to send a big salute to D.L. Hughley as he is urging athletes to raise awareness for the Tulsa man that was killed by police. And he took aim at critics of Colin Kaepernick's protest against the way black Americans are treated by law enforcement. And, so we've been going through this thing. I'm saying we. Colin Kaepernick has been going through this whole thing where he's taken a lot of flack from people about the way that the police are treating black Americans, right? And so many people, not only white people, some Uncle Tom, black people, and others are saying, what are you talking about? You're not treated any different. And less than 3 weeks after this protest starts, we have an unarmed black male killed at the hands of the police. What do you got to say now? I did see some comments on social media that some people said they were wrong and they now support Colin Kaepernick. I've seen other people say a variety of different things. Getting back to D.L. Hughley for a moment, the comedian has definitely been someone who's socially aware and socially coherent, where a lot of entertainers and athletes are not, okay? D.L. Hughley said this: I wish all the people from Jerry Rice to Jason Whitlock to Ray Lewis to Rodney Harrison who were so upset about Colin Kaepernick not standing up, I wish all of them were just as upset about Terrence Crutcher getting shot down as they were about Colin Kaepernick not standing up. Those are powerful words. And the people that he mentioned, the Uncle Tom, bootlicking people that he mentioned, especially Ray Lewis. I especially have a problem with Ray Lewis. Someone that played for the Baltimore Ravens, my Baltimore Ravens, but frequently when he speaks about events affecting the community, he clearly shows that he forgot where he came from. And Jerry Rice, I mean, just the whole crew, the whole Sellout crew, they're not going to have anything to say about this. They're going to sit and they're going to talk that talk that, these guys are like the Raven Simones of sports, and they're not going to have anything to say. But I definitely support and agree with what D.L. Hughley is saying. And this, if you have not seen this video, it's everywhere, and I'm sure that if you haven't seen it by now, you will see it in the next 24 hours. It is just, unfortunately, it's not the first time that we've seen it, but you can see it from multiple angles. They have an aerial shot, and you can also see it on the ground. The gentleman has his hands in the air. And another disturbing thing about it, which really hits home how people are profiled, racially profiled. One of the guys says, and this is one of the guys in the aerial in a helicopter, he says, man, he seems like a bad dude, talking about the deceased. How do you know he's a bad dude? This type of mentality shows you why they end up shooting people, because he just perceived that this guy is a threat just by looking at him. He complied. He had his hands up. I don't like the fact that he walked back towards the car, but the car was broken down. He couldn't do anything. What was he going to do? He was tased and then shot, and I don't understand why. Of course, they're going to say they felt threatened and all of this foolishness, but it's just another sad case. 40-year-old Terrence Crutcher being gunned down in the middle of the road while walking away from an officer with his hands raised. Now, here's the problem that I had when I initially saw the video. The big problem that I had is I was like, why is he walking away? They're going to use that as the excuse. That's going to get them off. That little bitty thing right there is going to get them off. Even though he was not a threat, even though he had his hands up, even though he was doing nothing wrong, even though there was no, oh my God, somebody has a gun. You know, it was an abandoned vehicle. That's why the officers were there. And they come in full force, ready to assassinate somebody. This gentleman was assassinated and killed by the Tulsa police. And the incident occurred on Friday, and it has just begun to spark national outrage. The U.S. Department of Justice moved forward with an investigation into possible civil rights violations, and it's going to get messy. Protests coming, and a lot of racial tension is just being fueled. This is an ongoing story, an ongoing thing across the country. And I think that this is going to spark even more protests at sporting events. And I think that that's the right thing. Floyd Mayweather recently was asked about the protests, and he said he understood why Kaepernick was doing it, but he would have not done it that way. And I disagree 134%. I mean, it's just as much as you can. If Colin Kaepernick just isolated his protests to his social media page, right? His Facebook page and his Snapchat and his Instagram, it wouldn't have had the same impact. It wouldn't have had people talking about it, and he would not be rallying all the support that he is for it and bringing it back to the forefront where it needs to stay. So this is the way that it needed to happen. And all the people that all these rich athletes and entertainers and whatever that put their own bank account before the well-being of their fellow men and women. I mean, just shameful. Because let's understand this. Just because you're quote unquote all good because you have money doesn't mean that your family member, your son, your cousin, your nephew could not die at the hands of the police. And even though you have all this money, Uncle Tom's, Ray Lewis, Jerry Rice, Rodney Harrison, all that, just because y'all are well off, it can still happen to you. Ray Lewis, please, let's not forget that you were on trial for murder. I could go on and on about this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at The Diamond K Show. And as always, radioonfire.com. New episodes of The Diamond K Show drop daily. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode.